Shalom everyone, Adonai Oz la'amo yiten, and with that strength Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Parashat Chukat Tafshin Pei. Parashat Chukat begins with the halacha of Tum'at Met, the impurity of a dead body. What do we learn from the halacha of Tum'at Met? Like in many other things, different people will hear different messages. Some people will learn that the body, the physical things, olam hazeh, is impurity. Only the neshama that Hashem gave us is pure. Others will learn from here that only death is impure, but life, even the physical life, can be made pure and holy. In the beginning of the parasha, in Pasuk Yud Daled, the Torah says, Zot HaTorah, Adam ki yamut be'oher. This is the Torah. If a man dies in a tent, everything in the tent is tameh, is impure. In Masechet Brachot, there is a famous drasha brought by Reish Lakish who says, Zot HaTorah Adam ki yamut be'ohel. The Torah will only be retained by one who is willing to kill himself in the tent of the Torah, to sacrifice his life to study Torah. Here too, different people hear different messages. Some people, as it's well known, even think mistakenly that this drasha teaches us that if you're willing to sacrifice your regular life, to stay and work hard at studying Torah in the Beit Midrash, then you're exempt from serving in the army. Of course, there's no basis for this in this drasha. What Reish Lakish said is that in order for a person to seriously study Torah and become a Talmid Chacham and be able to give strength to Torah in Am Yisrael, he has to be willing to sacrifice pleasures of life, regular life. He has to spend many days and nights studying Torah, making an effort in Beit HaMidrash, making the Torah a very major part of his personality, of his life. All of this is true, and anyone who has made an effort to learn Torah on a high level knows how true this is. Because of this, it's fascinating to see what else Rav Kook saw in this drasha in his book Ein Ayah. Rav Kook says the following: the goal of running a society is that people should be able to live a well-balanced life. And continues Rav Kook and says, but in order for the society to have a well-balanced life, then we need to have people who live an unbalanced life. What does he mean? In some areas, you can say that your work hours are from 9 to 5. But of course, there are areas where you can't say that, and I can think easily of different examples. But it's very interesting. What example does Rav Kook think of? And it's interesting because he wrote this book, Ein Ayah, still in the last years of the 19th century, when he was still in Lithuania, and his example is soldiers. The soldiers cannot say, we are guarding from 9 to 5. Soldiers have to live an unbalanced life. You have to be there 24/7. You have to be up all night guarding and things like that. The goal is for the people, for the nation, to be able to live a well-balanced life. And to this, Rav Kook adds the people who study Torah. For the well-balanced life of a nation, of society, you have time for work, for family, for fun, and also you set time for Torah study. But that's not enough to have Torah leadership, to have leaders of Torah who will bring spirit, who will be able to help people out, who will be able to be poskei halacha, who will be able to help and accompany people in times of simcha and in times of grief. We need people who will, in an unbalanced way, devote a lot of their time and effort, sacrifice part of their lives in order to study Torah. Says Rav Kook, if the soldiers want to have a well-balanced life, there won't be a state. If the Talmidei Chachamim want to have a well-balanced life, we won't have Torah in depth, we won't have Torah leadership. We need the Talmidei Chachamim to study Torah in an unbalanced way so that Am Yisrael will have the blessing of Torah in the balanced life that we want the nation to have. Just like it says in Perek Kinyan Torah that goes with Masechet Avot, at the end of Masechet Avot, there are 48 things through which we acquire Torah, and some of them are lack of sleep, lack of fun, and so on. It's fascinating in my eyes that this is what Rav Kook was awakened to think of when he saw this drasha. Torah and the state need someone who handles his life in an unbalanced way in order for everyone else to have a good balance. So there are people who cannot see how you can have mesirut nefesh. You can have sacrifice. You can make sacrifices for Torah and for serving in the army. And then there are people who are willing to sacrifice, to spend more time than any kind of well-balanced life in the army in order to protect the people and the state. Those same people are the people who are willing to spend days and nights in Beit HaMidrash in order to give Torah, the blessing of Torah, to the well-balanced life of Am Yisrael. These people are amazing. We look up to you. You are amazing. Kol hakavod. May Hashem bless you. Shabbat Shalom.